Chug it. Chug it.
Doesn't feel so sinful when it's not in the bottle, huh?
I just didn't want to get shook up.
Welcome to the Gristle Up Podcast. Before we get any further off topic, this is what we've been talking about for probably 20 minutes now.
We can't talk about it.
We would add it to the blooper reel, but it's going to be rated R and 18 or older. You know, kind of like those Talk Dirty websites.
Put it on OnlyFans.
Yeah. As always, I'm Cody.
That new Dixon flannel you got?
It's not new. I've had it for a minute. I tried selling
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah, it's too tight around the belly.
And who are you?
Like it?
Sean.
Do you like it?
I like it.
I like
Is
it.
it too
I think
much?
No, I think you should keep
Do
it.
I look beautiful?
The flannel's nice.
I like your flannel.
Oh, I do. I need to talk louder in this one because I'm having difficulty hearing myself.
Oh, I figured Dad yelled at you again for talking so quiet.
He didn't ever yell at me. Did he have something to say about it?
No, you're doing great. Keep it up.
Okay.
Okay, coach.
I got strawberry.
You think they've caught on?
Yeah, well, I'm betting at one point.
Who? We can bleep that.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm betting has at one point, because every time he talks now, I just say, I got a strawberry. Got you, bitch. You're welcome.
that about came out the fucking sinuses. Jack Daniels and sinus pressure is not a good thing. Ew. Who are you? You still haven't said.
I am the one and only Caleb.
Kalab.
Khalib.
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 Kuhleeab. Diyux. Diyux. Come get some of that. Yuck.
Have either of you seen the video? This guy has I think it's an Instagram channel called Stolen Z06. It's a black Z06 Corvette. The first video I seen, they had blocked him in at like a strip mall, and this cop was kicking his window.
I know who you're talking about.
And he was just rodding the fuck out of it. And the cop gets in it, and it almost looks like he pushed him, but I think the Corvette slowly started moving, and he was trying to keep him blocked in. And then he just gets out, fucking rips it, and he's gone. But he has an Instagram page, never been caught. Well, I can't say never been caught. But, like, he'll be ripping it. Say it's raining out, pissing and pouring. There was a video I seen of that. He was hauling ass. Cop comes up behind him, turns on the lights, pulls him over. He stops, sits there for a second. You didn't see the cop yet, but you could tell by that point he's out of the fucking car, and he just went fucking gone. Like,
That's how this guy gets a following?
yeah,
Jesus.
that's like those crotch rocket guys.
Those guys are
You're
cool.
following?
No, I don't
You're
record
fucking
anything.
cops?
I don't record anything.
No.
Credit karma.
Yeah. You could save $100 on insurance
Anyway,
that you're paying
okay.
$100 a month for.
So yeah, what about it? I mean, I feel like he's minding his own business.
I know. I just thought it was cool.
Is
Like
it
that-
actually stolen?
supposedly.
Really?
Yeah.
You would think if there's that many videos of him just getting away and it actually was stolen, if they saw it, there would be backup.
I don't know.
You would think.
But
But that
I
all
would think.
depends where they're at.
Fair.
I mean, if it was a highway patrol, you may not have somebody right then and there.
yeah. I thought it was a crazy video.
So he doesn't show himself at all.
No, I kind of did a quick glimpse of his Instagram, and I didn't see any, like, I'm pretty sure with a page like that, you're not going to want to post your face.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's, the windshield's tinted, you can't see
So it's
in this
just
fucking
blacked
car
out
at all.
everywhere.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it is. I mean, not that
No,
I
I mean, yeah,
condone...
the reckless driving.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous, especially because, I mean, people can get hurt with that. But
Motorcycle's different.
Oh, okay.
Motorcycles
I was gonna
are
say,
different.
it's not okay to drive recklessly in a car.
But also, if you're doing any of that, same with the crotch rocket riders, you know, don't cry like a baby when you do have to face consequences.
Sure.
yeah,
But no, I agree. Some of the videos, like, I may have seen some of the same ones you have, or maybe not, but some of the ones that I've seen are pretty impressive. The way they just bebop in and out of fucking traffic going.
But that, yeah, I
30
mean, that's all it
mile an
takes is
hour.
one person to do a lane change.
Well, and some of them I've seen, they're sitting still. What happens if somebody just cracks your damn door?
Yeah.
yeah.
Get out to see what the hell
Well, I
is
seen
going
one
on.
where
and
it
you
was a
clip somebody.
helicopter following this crotch rocket that was just flying. And then all of a sudden, the dude hits a car and just goes, I mean, he flew. I mean, it
You're fucked.
yeah, he's dead.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Have you seen those videos of, it's the guys that do, like, the crazy lane changing? Like, they just rip it on freeways and interstates, just
yeah, that's
in
what
and
we're
out
kind of
through
talking
cars.
about.
And, no, these are, like, I mean, in cars,
Oh,
not crotch rockets.
I've not seen the car ones.
There's a couple of them. There's one of them. It was hilarious. This dude was in this Mercedes. I think he was running like 130, and I mean just right in between cars. And
That's Michael Jackson.
he's fucking skipping through traffic, and he goes to go around this car, and fucking puts it sideways and runs straight into like the like the median where it goes to an off ramp or something. Oh, I fucking died laughing at that. It's like,
That's what you get in a $90,000 vehicle, you
Yeah.
idiot.
yeah.
I can't imagine insurance rates on some of these cars. Have you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen when they come to like they block off an intersection and everybody's doing
Oh,
the
yeah.
spinning and people are getting hit by the car? And I mean,
Yeah, those are
I don't
wild.
see how you can pull that many insurance claims. And
But on the same token, on a closed course like what Ken Block and all them guys used to do, all the drifters and shit around that is impressive shit.
Oh yeah.
or even rally
Yeah.
driving. Or yeah, I guess that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I use Ken Block as an example, but that's
Rest
really
in
what it
peace.
is.
yes.
And such a wild thing to get him. All the crazy stuff that he
Yeah.
did, and that's what
What was it?
He died in a snowmobiling accident.
Oh yeah.
you got.
Fucking snowmobile flipped over on him. He was in too deep of snow.
Yeah, and everybody that he was with was too far ahead, didn't realize he wrecked.
Yeah.
Dude, well, real quick.
Wild, isn't it?
I seen this video the other day. Who was watching it with me?
I don't know.
It was in the anyway. This dude is just skiing.
William.
He's just ski. This guy is just skiing, and all of a sudden he's going through all these trees and like you would get lost. Anyway, he comes up on this one, and out of the corner of the camera, you can see that there's something wedged in.
I've seen that video.
And this dude, this other guy, is stuck headfirst down into I think it's called a tree cap.
Yeah.
And
Holy shit.
it's the bottom where the snow is like a hole. And he had to like dig him out. The dude would have died.
Oh
I-
yeah.
He just
I've seen that
kicking
video.
his
and
legs
it was,
stuck.
Nobody would have
Yeah.
found him.
you just
That
kind of
is
see
wild.
his skis sticking up.
Yeah,
And yeah,
snowboard.
he just sat there. Or,
Snowboard.
yeah. He just sat there and fucking paddled the snow out, and you could hear him. Ooh,
Has
ooh.
this been a while? Like
Yeah.
that video or that?
I would say within the last couple of years, I think. I mean, it might be more recent,
'Cause-
or it might be a different one, but I remember seeing
I
a
was gonna say, I
similar-
vaguely remember a video of, this dude just going down.
I'll show you
slope.
afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wonder if it's the same one I've seen.
It was like, oh, what are the odds that somebody was just happen? I mean, there's all these trees, so
Yeah. I agree.
yeah, the poor guy was just, yeah.
I couldn't imagine. Well, it's like, I know we've talked once before about like natural disasters and stuff, but say tornado, earthquake, something like that happens. If you're just walking through a part of town trying to find survivors, you have to listen for that muffled.
Cool thing is like dogs.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big dog person, but that is impressive how they are.
Well, yeah, well, like my neighbor was training Doberman, and like when Joplin happened, he took them up there to help find people.
That's
It was
awesome.
neat.
They've got some really cool abilities, I guess you can say, because like you don't have to train them, but me being a diabetic, if I'm getting real low in my sleep, a dog can sense that and they'll come up and like wake you up. You might think they have to go
service-
outside or something.
Service dogs are neat.
Yeah.
Service dogs. I seen a video a while back, and I just thought like, we don't deserve fucking animals like that.
No.
Like, that's awesome. And I know there's a ton of people that don't like dogs, and I totally get your reasoning behind it, but
I
yeah, seeing
appreciate
shit
what
like
they can
that,
do.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't like when they kill military dogs because they're, a weapon.
Right.
It's like, why not let the dog carrier or keeper taken?
Right.
Well, and they do that with like law enforcement dogs.
Yeah.
Because my uncle, he was on the K9 unit for years, and one of the best dogs he ever had was a retired. He actually raised it and he served with it and everything, but it was
Well, they're the ones that know them.
yeah.
So,
That when they retired that deputy, I guess you would call it.
and they're full. They are.
Yeah.
They're just as much of the
Well, I just saw
same with the dogs in the military. They're
Yeah.
just. And it is cool because they do treat a lot of them like when they die, they do a full ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Just like they were.
I've seen some of those. And those fucking
There was a really
they
good
tug at the heartstrings.
movie on, I believe, Amazon Prime about this guy that.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, he's got to take
It's like Max
his friend
or something
died.
like that.
Yeah, his friend died, and he had to take his dog to his funeral
Mhm.
for him, and he hated the dog, but then they end up.
Yeah,
He ends up like
a
seeing
good
his
movie.
book with like all the things that this dog got to do, and
it's a good.
There's
Wasn't what I was expecting,
no, you need
but
to watch it.
it was good.
Have you
Especially
ever
since you like
seen
dogs.
Yeah, you guys probably haven't seen it, but it's called Hitachi, I think is what it is. It was-
Hibachi? I've ate a couple of those before.
Hitachi. Or, I don't know. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. But there's this was based on a true story out of somewhere overseas. I can't remember if it was Korea or exactly where it was at. But there was a dog that this family got. Of course, the dad didn't want it just like normal. And he grew to love the dog and take care of it all the time. And every morning he would go with him to the train, and then he would go back home. The dog would sit and wait, and then he would know when to come back, and he would walk back to the train, wait for him to get off work, and they'd walk back to the house together and do their normal routine.
Huh.
And the guy died, and the dog kept doing that routine for a little bit, and then I could be screwing this up a little bit, but he eventually started going to the cemetery, and he would sit at his headstone
That's wild.
every day.
Oh yeah,
for
it was based
the amount
on
of time.
it was based
And then-
on
yeah.
a true
Huh.
story.
I think I'm pretty sure it was the guy that's in Taken. What's his name?
Liam Neeson.
I'm pretty sure he was the guy that did the acting in that movie. It was a pretty good movie. It was fucking sad. And, you know the crazy things about animal movies is how hard they hit you whenever the fucking animal dies.
Yeah.
And then you watch a movie.
Fucking
like,
Marley and me.
Oh my god. Yeah. But then you watch a movie of just, whatever, and it's like somebody dies, it's like, what a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as the dog dies, you're like, fucking pooch.
Air Bud, even. Like, nothing bad happened to him,
yeah.
but you know he's not playing basketball anymore.
Yeah.
That was in the 90s, so.
Air Bud.
That was good stuff.
It was. Where the clown tries to drive the fucking clown van with a pair of pliers because he loses the steering wheel.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
I don't think I've ever seen Air Bud.
What?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh,
Yeah, don't watch it now, because I'm sure it's like horrible.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Guaranteed. I don't know. Because I used to love the movie Motocrossed.
Oh my god.
It's
that's
still a
fucking,
banger.
That's gold.
To this day, it's
It is.
still good.
I haven't seen it forever.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen, what's that new show? I think is it on Netflix? No, it's not on Netflix, but the Nickelodeon one.
Quiet on Set.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Have
on
you watched it yet?
Amazon
No,
has
I'm-
it, but I think there's a few
I
other
want
places
to.
that stream it.
I think I watched it on.
We watched it on Amazon.
It was Paramount or HBO Max.
Was it worth paying for it?
Totally worth it. There was only 4 episodes, which you said there was a 5th coming
Yes.
out, either this week or next, something like that, along those lines.
Yeah, it's in the next couple of weeks. But it's supposed to. I'm not trying to spoil it for you because you said you hadn't watched it. But it's supposed to be Drake wrapping up his story in that 5th episode.
For whatever reason, when I first heard somebody talk about Drake, I was thinking Drake and Josh.
That is Drake and Josh.
Yeah,
Drake Bell.
from Drake. Yeah.
Okay, well,
thought you
I know
meant,
Drake.
Drizzy Drake.
Yeah, he was in Degrassi.
The rapper?
Oh,
Yeah, you remember he was in the wheelchair.
Nothing to do with it. Not at all.
So it was Drake.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Drake
Drake
Bell.
Bell.
From
Well,
Drake
he's
and
had
Josh.
some.
I know. Yeah, that was something that went later on, and they said that he pled guilty to everything.
Yeah, they actually touch base on that.
They do. Yeah.
And what I was impressed with about that was he blamed a little bit of it on what happened to him at a young age. But what he blamed it on was his lack of sensitivity to it. He's like,
Yeah.
I know what I went through, and what I did at that time didn't strike me nearly as bad as what I had went through. So,
Right.
But I know that I was in the wrong.
Right.
So good for him.
I always like accountability.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
it's one of the
Yeah.
best traits in somebody.
Not saying that whatever somebody does is or isn't wrong, but if you're going to hold yourself accountable, that right there is just enough to show.
2 hours later.
But no, like, not saying that whatever somebody did isn't completely messed up, but holding yourself accountable for what you did. Like, I know
Sure.
what I did is completely wrong.
And he says that.
Yeah, and he does. And
Was
Which-
it like grooming or?
I can't remember.
What he
It was
was
something along
busted
those
with?
lines, or he was texting somebody that was underage. I don't know that.
Yes.
I'm not saying nothing happened, but I don't think anything did. I think it was just.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Nothing
Yeah.
actually happened, but he was being investigated because
Right.
he was 20 something and she was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
But if you don't know the gist of what that Quiet on the Set's about, it's all the crazy shit that happened in the background of Nickelodeon in the
Oh, yeah.
90s and
Well, I
later
always
90s
thought,
and early 2000s.
Is it Dan Schneider?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dan Schneider.
I always thought it was so creepy with the feet.
Yeah.
They
That
were
one actually
never
comes out
noticed it.
against
dipping
him.
their toes in like food and like
I never noticed that, but now seeing it, of course.
Well,
But-
they talk about one of the scenes. I don't remember what show she was on, but Ariana Grande.
It was,
However, she got started. That was
Cat.
after my
Cat
time.
Insane.
Cat Insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Because I was more the Drake and Josh and
Right.
Amanda
Yeah, that-
show. And
that
I was
That's
the
what
earlier-
sucks is the dude could make great TV
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
That I
And
will
that was
say
the problem.
that's obviously it's whatever happened. Granted, like you said, he was never charged for anything.
Right.
Obviously, there was probably something that went on. Not saying there was for sure, but the shows that he used to make were phenomenal.
Yeah, that
But
whole
I mean,
series.
that does make sense.
Yeah,
But
I'll have to. I'll tell you another good one is the Epstein one series documentary on Netflix.
I haven't watched
Pretty
it.
I
neat.
started watching it. I never
I
finished.
mean,
it,
it's
but-
not a neat situation, but
Right.
it was like, wow, like
I'll tell you.
this
when,
dude had a pyramid scheme,
Yeah,
and
I'll tell you when you guys need to watch. And it was one of the rare occasions that I got Gary to talk to me for longer than 2 minutes. But it's called The Program on Netflix.
I need to watch that.
Holy shit. If you've not seen it, check it out. Because the way this group had advertised this, like a reform school, it was for troubled youth. If you wouldn't listen or got in a lot of trouble or anything like that, this group would come up and be like, hey, this is what we have to offer. This is how we get them to listen. This is how we correct them. So the parents would buy in. But what they were doing was convincing the parents to join a cult, and the kids didn't fucking matter. So, say they sent Caleb to this fucking school, you had to do everything by the book. If you were doing homework and you looked out the window, there was a punishment for that. And if you backtalked at all, they showed one of the scenes, like live footage. One of the instructors grabbed the kid by the throat and the back of the head and choke slammed him on the floor and put his fucking knee in the back of his neck.
yeah, I'd never heard about this.
Yeah, like I said, told me about it, and I'm 2 or 3 episodes in, and it is just mind-blowing. One of the punishments they had was, after so many strikes, they had to, 8 hours straight, they sat in a classroom, and they had to chant like some mantra. It was like palms up, palms down, palms together, palms apart. And just 8 hours straight.
Is this in the 80s or?
No, this was early to mid 2000s.
Wow.
I haven't finished the series yet, but yeah, that was their one of the big punishments was 8 hours to 12 hours straight, just doing the same thing.
It's crazy how people can be.
Yeah. And they would hold these get-togethers for the parents, and it's like, oh, your kids are doing great. And they'd have them do all these little chants and stuff, and yeah, the parents were joining a cult and they never realized it. And it cost them thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, it blew my damn mind.
I've got like 3 things. A couple of them are totally different. But I watched The Highwaymen on Netflix, which I mentioned to you guys.
Yes. The Bonnie and Clyde.
It's about the guys that go after Bonnie and Clyde and actually take them down.
Yeah, I did see it. It was a good,
Incredible movie.
yeah.
The
That was a
ending
really good one.
is crazy to me on how they go about it. Which, if you know the story of Bonnie and Clyde, basically they have a wrecker come and pick up the car with Bonnie and Clyde in the car, and then they take it to wherever the nearest town or whatever with them still in the car, and then everybody from that town swarms the car and is stealing items of clothing off of them, and just, I mean, literally, like, obviously in the movie it shows them like being ripped around in
Right.
the car and shit, I mean, because they're dead bodies, but it's like, that is nuts to think
Yeah.
in that time that they would just pull a car with 2 dead bodies in it that had been shot probably 100 times.
Yeah.
I mean, there's rounds through the windshield, rounds through the
Yeah.
fucking doors,
everywhere.
Just
The
everywhere.
entire
Blood
car was shot
everywhere.
up.
Oh, yeah. That is crazy, which I didn't know the whole story of Bonnie and Clyde. So watching that movie was pretty interesting to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, they were not good.
But yeah, well, I knew it was a bad deal,
'Cause
but I
they
didn't
were
know
like
how
bank
they went
robbers,
down.
weren't
They,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
So-
I mean, there's more to it than just they were bank robbers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was an interesting movie. The other thing is it cake? It's totally
I've seen
different.
some of those videos, and it's impressive.
It's just crazy to me, like, what all is it cake? But it cracks me up, the fucking way they react to shit. Yeah. And that's the one thing is that Michael Day from SNL, he's the host, and it's funny, but it's super cheesy at the same time. But it's just your typical, like, Food Network show. Like, they're like, oh, you got 5 seconds to finish this up. They're like, oh, and they have like half a cake done, and then they present this fucking sculpture out of
Right.
nowhere. It's like, yeah, okay.
Well, I've never watched that. I've only seen clips on like TikTok or Facebook or whatever. But I used to watch the show Face Off.
Oh, yeah. I watched that with my
Same
mom.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
You're down to 10 minutes, and it's people.
They
that,
got half a fucking face done.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, I gotta get this done, and then it goes to the reveal, and well, it wasn't what we were hoping for, and it's fucking just
Yeah.
mind blowing what they came up with in 10 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just never really watched any of the shows like that.
I
I
got
like some of
The
them.
only like Food Network show I really liked was Kitchen Nightmares.
I think
Was
Gordon
that-
Ramsay.
Yeah.
I just figured with the fucking name.
I actually like watching. So I know we've bitched about like TikToks and stuff, but I like watching his
Yeah.
reactions to some of them because seeing his shows where he's an absolute dick.
And then the ones where he's with the kids and
Yeah.
he's like very, very respectful.
But even if it's like you decide to fire up a smoker and be like, well, this is how I do it, da, 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 and he kind of reviews it as it goes, it's pretty cool
Yeah, I do. I would like to go to one of his restaurants.
just to see.
Yeah.
I
I do
agree.
like Ramsey.
I went to
I want to see how good his chicken breast is compared to mine. Or like, this chicken's not worth $60, but
Well, there was some kitchens on Kitchen Nightmares where I was like, that food. There's no way. Like that food looks great. Like,
yeah.
But anyway.
I went to Guy Fieri's Smoke Shack in Louisville. It was good.
Really?
Yeah.
Expensive.
Honestly, no. We had, I think there was, it was either 7 or 8 of us, and we got the, it was like the meat platter or something like that, and you get like a pound of pulled pork, you get a half a pound of sliced
This,
turkey, half a pound of chicken. Yeah. I mean, it was a smorgasbord.
Right.
But it was like $128 for the whole thing, and you get 3 sides.
Well, but split among.
Yeah, split among 7 or 8 of us.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No. Considering it comes out on a tray. The
Yeah,
size
it
of
was
this table,
literally
like
it came out on 2 like large baking sheet trays, and we had sides, sauces, fucking anything and everything. And we all left there, and we were. I mean, it wasn't one of those that you're like, "Ugh," but it was fucking. It was delicious. But one thing about Guy Fieri is I used to watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives all the time, and then I watched.
Man versus Food. That was always my go-to. I loved watching that show.
It wasn't bad. I didn't watch it much, but
I loved it.
I watched who was that? Burt Kreischer. He's got a
I've seen him live. It's awesome.
I would love to.
he's got a podcast where he cooks. He
I
calls
still-
it Something's Burning,
I
which
need to
I think
fucking
I've
listen to that.
talked about that before.
Yeah.
But he had him on there, and Guy Fieri was a total douche
Really?
the whole time. Like every every time Bert would do something, he's like, you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to do that. Like, it'd be nice to have tips here and there, but like, he brought his son, who he's taught for years, and his son was doing the same fucking thing. It's like, anytime Bert did anything, like instantly, he's like, oh, you want a wet hand, dry hand. So your wet hand is what you're mixing everything together with, and your dry hand is what you're putting your materials on the grill with.
Great,
it's like,
don't care.
Yeah, it's like, fucking leave him alone.
You gotta eat this or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, they say that dude that plays in Mall Cop,
Kevin
Paul
James.
Blart, or
Kevin James, they say
Kevin
Paul
James,
Blart?
Paul Blart.
yeah,
Kevin James.
they say he is an ass.
I've heard that before.
That's
too.
unfortunate because I love this show, King of Queens.
Oh my god, we were watching it earlier.
We watch it every night. I love it.
The episode where he's acting like he got on at IPS or whatever, and Carrie shows up, and he gets told to get on the fork truck, and he's like, oh yeah, and she's like, oh, I get to watch you run the fork truck, and he's like, okay, fucking backs up into the boxes. Oh, this one's a little finicky. You gotta put it in reverse where you put it in. Yeah, that's fucking classic.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get he's
'Cause
a
he was like-
successful actor,
Yeah.
but other than that, he has no reason to be.
But I listened to his most recent podcast with like Rogan, and he talks about some of the shit that has humbled him. So it's like you hear that, but it also really sucks that
I need to
he's
watch this.
kind of a douchebag.
Well, and somebody else is Jerry Seinfeld.
I
I've
can
heard
see
a
that.
lot of
Did you-
people say
did you ever
Jerry
see
Seinfeld's a
Coffee?
fucking asshole.
What was that? Coffee with comedians or whatever.
I know what you're talking
Is that
about.
the
but-
car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it was neat, but yeah, he is arrogant, and it's like, all right, I get you were on Seinfeld, but you, other than that,
That's
you
really
have
his biggest claim
yeah,
to
and
fame.
you were a B in the B
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. So were you guys more of a Seinfeld or a Friends fan?
We had both, but I'm more of a Seinfeld.
I'm Friends.
Really?
I loved, and I don't know if
Dude,
it
I
was
can't
one of
pick
those, because I enjoy Seinfeld, especially in my later years. I love the dry sense of humor that comes with it. But Dad working thirds, Mom was a huge Friends fan. So I think that plays a lot into it, because if Mom was watching it, we were watching it.
Right.
Friends was great.
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
I always had a crush on, is it Phoebe?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
The hippie,
Yeah.
good for her.
Smelly cat, smelly cat.
Well, we know the title for this.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. You said not to. I drank it all.
Good for you.
Those are
No,
good.
you didn't.
Those
That
are good.
For him, that's all.
These are phenomenal. Whatever
They're
these are. Alani.
I like Alani's. Ooh, cold
Alani,
chip.
right.
Anyways.
This outro is tough. I'm
Why?
What's so
An
hard?
outro's not that difficult.
Just gotta go. Thanks for watching the Gristled Up podcast. We appreciate everybody that's been with us this far. Like, subscribe, comment.
I know we haven't really talked about it much, but as always, thanks to the Woods, Court and Sarah's opened up quite a few doors for us.
Yeah.
Thank
it
you.
was unintentionally at first, but
Yes, completely.
then we forced them to do.
Thank
what
you
we
for
wanted.
everybody that's bought the shirts. I thought it was
Yes.
pretty neat seeing some people around that had the
Yeah.
shirts on.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
We recently had a get together, and if you would have been here for it, you would have thought it was organized. But the amount of gristled up shirts that
Yeah,
showed
it was
up to this
awesome.
fire
Yeah.
was mind blowing.
That was interesting to see.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, well, I got mine on. I got mine on.
It's like, we didn't even wear ours.
Yeah, well,
But-
I thought about wearing mine, but I was worried tending the fire that,
I
I
typically
didn't
wear a
screw
flannel
it up.
to get together. I like to look
I
classy.
always wear flannel.
Right. And-
classy casual.
right. But like I am tonight.
Yeah.
I got
The
the wood
Woods.
shirt. Yeah.
Event center and bar.
But no, like always, thanks for the support to everybody. It's really
Yeah.
is mind blowing how far we've come, and
Well, and,
I think we're knocking on the door of a year now of doing this. I think in
We're
August.
well, and we know that it's not
August-ish.
this podcast isn't everybody's cup of tea, but again, I feel like we're doing this for fun.
Yeah.
So
Again, we've stressed it numerous times on episodes that we've talked about getting together. This was our excuse to get together, talk, have fun. Same kind of stupid bull crap we talk about at work.
Yeah. We've had big views, small views, little views, tall views.
yeah,
It's
it's not really about that.
Yeah.
No.
I hope like 10 years from now we can look back and be like, God,
Yeah,
We were mediocre.
Yeah,
Wow.
like, obviously, you can't say 10 years from now we're still going to be doing this. If we are, nuts.
Right.
If
right.
we aren't, is what it is. But to look back, that's when we'll be fucking getting paid for it. It's
What I
like
want-
10 years from now, I'll just check in my email. Like,
Here's a
been
check.
monetized. It's like, here's $1,300.
You never know.
What I'm looking forward
Huh?
to is like later on in life when my daughter's old enough, she's in school, and Dad, I'm afraid to get up in front of class and do this presentation. It's like, I got something to show you from when you were just a wee little lass. This was your father's mediocre podcast that he did. Pull it up and just show her like the progression that we did. Because we've started out from nothing.
If it did,
We still have nothing.
If
but
it
we've
did
improved.
if it did end, I just think about how sad it was at the end of Sandlot, where they're just all moving away, and then it's just
Yeah.
the one kid throwing the baseball.
I think they're custom made.
Probably.
Bigger than Shaq.
Huge.
Do you know Shaq has a podcast?
Does he?
I seen it with Bert Kreischer the other day. That was if you haven't watched it, that was great.
Have you watched any of his interviews?
Shaq's?
Yes.
No.
Phenomenal. Like, he always has a thing with Charles Barkley. He's got some sort of beef with him. And Charles Barkley was out there talking about like some college game that came on. And Shaq's just on the backside of the fucking show. And he's like, Chuck, I bet I can take you down in 30 seconds or less. Don't do it, Shaq. And live broadcast, he goes out there and wrestles him to the ground like, fuck told you I can do it, Chuck. Or he'll do like the hottest chip challenge. Like, hey Chuck, $20 says I can eat this chip and not make a face.
So is this other guy? Is he on there like pretty much every episode?
Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
I mean, this is on like NBA Live. Oh!
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
this
okay.
is live to the nation. Everyone's giving like basketball stats and Shaq's over there like,
Having fun with it.
Yeah,
"Well, I bet
yeah.
I can do this with no face. And he'll do it!
It cracks me up on that fucking podcast because he's like, Bert, I'm going to be honest with you. I knew your name, but I didn't know who you were. And you showed up, and I was like, I know that guy. I don't know who he is.
The
And
machine.
then he went up and asked whoever he was working with, he's like, what's that guy's name? And he's like, Bert Kreischer, and he's like, that's fucking Bert motherfucking Kreischer.
You know what's awesome about him? The whole reason why he created his brand, like Shaq basketball shoes and stuff, is he was tired of Michael Jordan and Chris Paul and all these other big basketball players coming out with $2,000 to $1,000 tennis shoes.
Yeah.
He wanted to create a shoe and a sportswear for lower
Kids,
income families.
Yeah, like and
I've always heard that.
Yeah. Well, and one, that's something we could talk on another episode, is Allen Iverson. He's helped start and one because, again, he grew up in the fucking projects, didn't have any money. He
Why?
wanted to come up with a brand that
I do
people
like
with his background could fucking afford.
like I do like that Walmart's kind of taken over Reebok because
Yeah.
I like Reebok's
Yeah.
clothes and they're still nice.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, I could talk for hours about that.
I'm an
kind of shit.
Under Armour guy.
To some extent.
We've hit it once. We've hit it twice.
We're going to hit her a third time, though.
This has been the Gristle Podcast.
As always, I'm Caleb.
I'm Cody.
He's confused. Thanks for watching.
It's okay, old man.
Doodle Bob out.
Are we gonna leave that last second?